Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. Man, I am just like the Buccaneers. I forgot to turn my mute button off. Just like we only had 9 men on the field for a touchdown with the Falcons. What is going on, everybody? Yes, we won the game. Yes, we are at the top of the NFC South. Top of the bottom, baby. Top of the bottom. What a crappy division. It's like nobody wants to win this thing. What's up, Scott? How's it going? I'll just put it, yeah, same here. My heart was actually torn in two. I was like, I don't know if I want to win. I hate to say that as a Bucs fan because, I want that franchise quarterback. It's just like, ah. But at the same time, you want to beat the NFC South. I don't know. NFC South champs. NFC champs. Okay, what's going on, brother? Molly, hey. That was a surprising Super Bowl when the Giants beat the Patriots. I was actually very upset about that because I want to live in a time where I got to see an undefeated team. You got the Dolphins. They got their, 74, 72 undefeated season. I was alive. I was probably watching football, but I didn't know what it meant. I don't know. When was that? It's in the 70s. But I wanted to see an undefeated season. I really wanted the Patriots to win that year. I was so upset. Like the Giants? What? Where'd they even come from? What's up, Al? Rampage, king of Crap Mountain. I know, right? We are number one. Poop. 1972. Okay, 2007. That was when the Patriots lost to the stinking Giants. Patriots went 16-1. No, they had the undefeated season, and then they went through the playoffs. So it would have been 20-0. I can't even remember, but they ended up losing in the Super Bowl. Horrible. So upsetting. Tom, what's going on, brother? Yeah, we did run all over top of them. Thank you for the acknowledgement at my genius there, Tom. Molly, both times were surprising. Both times shouldn't have happened. That was Tom Brady's kryptonite. The Giants. How's that even happen? You wanted to pass the lose, Rampage? You just didn't like them? Patriots ran the league too long. Man, I tell you, Patriots fans, luckiest fans in the world. I don't know of any sports organization. I mean, Detroit Red Wings had some runs, but, you're looking at almost a quarter of a century of domination. Just got notified I'm having leftovers tonight. Got pizza in there, though, so that's what my leftovers are going to be, probably. Pizza. Molly can't eat pizza. Or not the good kind, anyhow. She has to get the funky stuff. Eli's greater than Tom. Oh, you looking to start a fight, Molly. You were sick of their success until we got Tom Brady, right? And you're like, yeah, Tom Brady's awesome. Victory Monday. What's up, Joe? Yes. I'm happy and I'm sad. I'm happy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm happy. I wanted to win, but I want that good draft pick. I want that franchise quarterback. Nah, we ain't gonna get it now. So all that's aside. All that's to the back. Right now, our draft position is 19th. And if we end up winning the NFC South, that's about where we'll be, I think. 19th. So we just got to live with it. Let's get this NFC South, put that banner up. Heck, let's even try to go deep in the playoffs. Why not? Shoot. I've known some medical doctors, heart surgeons that I would not consider geniuses. Actually, pretty dumb. Actually, one of the smartest dumb people I ever met, or dumbest smart people, was actually a legal scholar who wrote legal work, wrote actual manuals for legal stuff, and come to find out he had an IQ of like almost borderline non-functional. It was weird. It was like shock. I was like, what? But yeah. Tom, you had to figure that one out yourself. I've been asking that question for 13 years now. Eli's a Mississippi boy. I didn't know that. Who do you like better, Eli or Brett Favre? Pizza for the win. Hey, I'm always a winner, man. Even if I lose, I'm a winner. Oh, speaking of which, we had a 3-way tie in the picks this week. It's between Ilm H, Scott, Mr. Gotti, and David Robinson. Y'all all were within 10 points combined. Ilm H picked 23-21, Gotti picked 24-20, and David picked 24-20. So we need to figure out what to do. Should we just say all three of them are winners? That's what I would vote on. 3-way tie. 15 years? Has it been that long? 4 years of hoping, 4 years of bakering. Yeah, see, I did horrible in school. But then I found out I loved school, so I went back to college for 12 years. Got my associates. Took me 12 years. Hey, nerds are cool now, man. You can hear the fan? All right. I had my computer was overheating earlier. I got a plexiglass thing over top of the computer, so you can see all the lights and stuff in it. And I've been taking that off. I've had it off for months now because of the overheating issue. And I put it on last night and forgot to take it off. He had a dream we converted Zion McCullum to strong safety and was all pro. Wow. Wouldn't that be something? Peter Red Podcast. What's up? Can you read your last message? Okay, hold on 1 second. Eli as a person, Brett as a quarterback. You say Tom is a winner? Tom, you picked the Falcons to win. We need you to pick the opponent because every time you pick the opponent, we win. Everybody loses. Well, how should we do it? Should we duel? I like that trade, Joe. Let me see. I'll get my notifications here. Okay. Peter Red, what was your last message? I looked on Twitter. I didn't see anything. Yeah. Bonk didn't appear to play too bad that I saw. Didn't really focus on anybody though. I don't know, Al. There's always hope. I mean, I look around the league, and especially with all these quarterbacks getting out, getting hurt or whatever, and benched. And I'm just like, man, there ain't a lot of good quarterbacks out there. I mean, I know Baker ain't elite, but it's like, man, everybody's got quarterback issues, it seems like. How about Patrick Mahomes? I've always liked Patrick Mahomes as a person. I lost all respect for him. I mean, he was acting a fool. Who does that? I mean, it's almost, I wanted to say to him, hey, welcome to being a fan of the NFL. That's how we all feel. It's like these ridiculous calls. But the thing of it is that that call was legitimate. It's just the Kansas City, he's like a spoiled kid. That's what it reminded me of, a spoiled kid. They have been handed every call you can imagine, and their offensive line has always had issues with where they're lined up and the receivers and everything. And they finally get called on it at a crucial time in a game, and he blows the gasket. So I'm like, man, you just lost all respect for me. He acted like a child. The PI on McCollum was BS. Yeah, there was quite a bit to talk about about this game. There was a holding call on the defense that I thought was BS. Yeah, how in the world do you have 9 guys on the field for a touchdown? This is 2 weeks in a row this has happened. I think we had 10 guys on the field last week against the Panthers, and both of them were for touchdowns. And then, this one, it was like you watched it and you went, wow, that was an easy run. It was like nobody even tried to stop them. And then I didn't notice there was only 9 guys on the field. And then later, I see there was only 9 guys on the field. I counted them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was like, yeah, there's only 9 guys on the field. How hard was that to count the guys on the field? I mean, that's Todd Bowles' job. And then he was asked it in the press conference today, and his answer made no sense. He was like, well, it was basically Golston got hurt, and he said the coaches didn't find out about it. I was like, that's your job, buddy. Don't throw the coaches under the bus. You're the coaches. And then he said, and then somebody else was off the field. I was like, well, obviously 2 guys were off the field. You're not telling me anything here. The one guy who wasn't there, I'm pretty sure, was Britt. I didn't see him. I went back and looked at it. Britt wasn't there. Neil wasn't there. Izian wasn't there. But, KJ Britt was probably supposed to be out there. So why he wasn't out there, I have no idea. What's up, Dylan? Oh, yeah, there we go. I'd Pewter and Red, I'd be thrilled to death with that. Move up. I'd give up a lot of picks to move up. Patricia Mahomes. Yeah, because I want a franchise quarterback. We've never had one, except for Tom Brady. I want one that we pick, though. I'm tired of, but you know what will happen? We'll draft a quarterback, and then after 2 years, we'll get mad at him. The media will start calling for his skull. The fans will start doing it, and then we'll get rid of him, and he'll go somewhere else and win a Super Bowl. Peter Report thinks it'll be us and the Falcons. What's up, MH? For the NFC South? Oh, by the way, MH, it was you, Scott Gotti, and David Robinson. Y'all all 3 tied with the pick predictions. So we got to figure out how to choose between y'all 3, or just say all 3 of you. I'm fine with putting all 3 of you down on the board. Oh, I saw Godzilla -1 Saturday night. I did too, Rampage. I went and saw it Saturday. Saturday evening. Yeah, man, it was classic Japanese Godzilla. It was a little bit darker, but the story was great. I really liked the story. The Godzilla was pretty cool too, but that was old classic Godzilla movie where you like rarely see the Godzilla. There was a couple times where the animation or the CGI was kind of weird, but other than that, I thought the CGI was great. And his laser breath or heat ray thing, whoa. Man, when he hit that city, whoa. It's like a nuclear bomb. Who is Patrick Mahomes? The writers made the refs add drama. That's funny. This game, it was so bipolar, man. I mean, our offense couldn't do anything, but then our offense could do anything. Our defense couldn't stop them, and then our defense did stop them. I mean, it was just their defense couldn't do anything, and then their defense shut us down, and then their defense, gave up points. It was just weird game, man. Crybaby Mahomes. Yeah, he continued crying, and then today they're still crying about it. Four first-round picks. Yeah. Oh, that great lateral. Yeah. Yep. Todd's a young coach. He's still learning. I'm way behind. And I'm not even watching game film here, and I'm way behind. Y'all going too fast. 3 first-round picks to move up 3. Wow. Man. What's up, Eddie? Bowles isn't responsible for the defensive packages going on the field. Who is? I did not know that. Yes, Tom. Yeah, the Chiefs. They're always lined up way behind. I mean, that's been going on for years. Oh, okay. I'm so far behind. Eddie already responded to me. Well, Bowles is he's a defensive coordinator. Yeah, I mean, he's probably got somebody else that does that. But, when it comes down to it, it's still his fault. I'm going to blame him anyhow. I don't care. I don't care whose fault it is. I'm blaming Bowles. Man, you want to talk about the Falcons fans are furious. They want Arthur Smith gone because they say he's a horrible play caller and they can't stand Ritter. I went into the belly of the beast today and was reading up on what they were saying. I was like, woof. I'm glad I'm not a Falcons fan. Not today. Scotty's your daughter's name? You're funny. Yes, we play the Packers next week, and they're playing tonight, so we got to watch them tonight because we're going to watch this All-22 tonight of the Packers. We're going to watch that Thursday and Friday. So, they're going to have a short week, and we're going to say who's banged up, and we're going to see what they're playing. So, the Dirty Birds got the Panthers. Yeah, so, I wouldn't write the Panthers out at beating the Falcons. Where's it at? Is it at Atlanta or Carolina? What's up, Beast? Yeah. We don't play around with quarterbacks. we give them 1 or 2 years. I was mostly a guy in a suit. Oh, I thought it was all CGI. That was. I thought that Godzilla was great. Yeah, Pewter and Red. There's like 3 quarterbacks that I think, or so I've heard. I don't follow college football, that are potential, almost guaranteed franchise quarterbacks. As guaranteed as you can get, and they're going to go in the top 5. I'm sure Al's, He's got all this down. So getting up in the top 5 from 19th would be pretty difficult. We'd have to give up a lot, but, hey, if this is the year for the quarterbacks, let's do it. Carolina can't hold on to anyone good either. I know they just blew up their whole team. That Tepper, he's horrible, man. And we got a lot of owners like that now in the league. Me and Molly talk about it quite a bit. We did quite a bit on our podcast too, at how ownership in the league is changing. It used to be you to get these guys who were football guys buying teams. As much as everybody hated Dan Snyder, he was a football guy. And you get these, and they're passed down from family to family. For these football families. And now you're getting these conglomerations. You're getting like Tepper, who is he's a financial guy who's just buying up sports teams and sticking his nose all up in there thinking he knows stuff, and you're just like, if you're going to do that, buy the team and let the football people run it. That's the thing, Pewter and Red. I mean, we're not gonna, we're shooting for the NFC South. That's everybody focus on that. We're not going to get a quarterback unless we move up. The tanking to get a quarterback is done. With this win, that's done. So let's get on the train of win the division and then try and move up, get a quarterback would be fine with me. Oh, we can watch the Bulls presser? What, the one from today? Arthur Smith was sad in the post-game press conference too. We can watch that too. I want to see the head coach being sad. Godzilla TV. Oh, I didn't know there was a TV show. Scott, you're definitely in the minority with that. Thinking we should keep Baker and draft a lineman or a defensive back. I tell you, we got a lot of places we got to fill, man. Panthers blew up their team for a rebound. It's understandable if they knew what they were doing, I feel like. But to give up McCaffrey, to give up all your players, and then basically just throw away your draft picks. I mean, sorry, Bryce Young. He might be to eventually turn into something, but I don't know what they saw. To leverage that much for him, man. I don't know. Tepper's the new Snyder. He's the new heel. Haha, I like it. Joe's ready to mortgage our future on a franchise quarterback. Yeah, why not? Why not? But see, there's the difference, Scott. The Panthers are dumb. The Buccaneers, we're smart when it comes to quarterbacks. I know. Well, that's what's probably going to happen, Rampage. Did y'all see the Dallas Cowboys just beat the mess out of the Eagles last night? I was expecting that to be a much more competitive game, and I was just like, what's going on with the Eagles, guys? They're getting beat up here lately. Have people figured them out? Don't know. So we won both games that Devin White didn't play in. But then again, both teams were, one was the Panthers, the other was the Falcons. And not only this, here's the thing about that Falcons game that drives me crazy. They almost won. I mean, they literally came within 2 yards of winning. They missed 2 field goals. they had basically no offensive line. Their whole offensive line, I think they had one guy that was a starter. The rest of them were backups. They came in with 2 offensive linemen out, and then they lost 2 during the game. They had their best defensive linemen were out, and then they lost the backup that they got when Grady Jarrett got hurt. They had their starting inside linebacker out. Basically, this team was a shell of itself. And their most dependable guy, their kicker, missed 2 field goals. And they still almost beat us. They came this close. They came 6 feet within beating us. I mean, guys, how did we not sack Ritter 50 times? We haven't got pressure from our front 4 or 5, depending on how you want to count it, in 2 years. We've depended on blitzes to get sacks. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, we're definitely going to get destroyed to win the playoffs if we make it. Oh, okay, Al. I thought you were of the opinion you wanted to get a quarterback, but yeah, Rachaad White's looking good. He's looking good in the run game and the pass game. That screen pass was beautiful. It was beautiful. The blocking was beautiful. You had, I think Mike Evans did a good block. You had Hainsey did a great block. He destroyed that dude. Mock was out there, good block. I think Worth had a good block. Yeah, so the blocking was great on that. And his running was great. But yeah, Rachaad White's running is good. But then again, it's against the Panthers and the Falcons, whose defensive line and their inside linebackers were basically all second stringers, or third stringers in some cases. So, you know, we'll see against Green Bay. But yeah, I think our run game looks like it's improved quite a bit. And plus, we're using him in the passing game much more, get him out in space. Oh, gosh, I know. Joe, they threw it to Scotty Miller deep twice. And both times we said, nope. One was almost an interception. What's up, Brian? Brian wants to keep Baker, get linemen and DBs inside linebacker. Yeah, and we got to get an edge rusher. We got a lot of holes we're going to need to fill, man. You think Baker's going to get a contract somewhere else? I mean, I don't know if we could. I mean, I wouldn't pay him too much. What's up, David? You know, David, you, Scott, and LMH tied on the picks this week. 10 million? If he get 10 million, then we can afford that. Yeah, I'd sign him for 10 million too. Yeah, I feel the same way too about Devin, Joe. And I, you know, it's saying Trask isn't the guy. How do we know? I mean, he definitely wasn't the guy in preseason because he looked kind of rough out there. But we're not playing that offense now. I think in this offense, Trask could probably do pretty good. Oh, I know, Vita. I was worried he wasn't going to play, and then he didn't. Jacko, what's up, brother? Yeah, good defensive end would be. That's what Al's been screaming for. You know, we need that dominant defensive end. It's been 2 years of just no pass rush. Tom's trying to gaslight everybody. He actually won. Well, that's the thing. Shaq's going to be cheap next year. And White, he's probably gone. Dean, I think, would be a huge cap hit on us. Dean and Davis both. Don't know about Tryon. I think he might be gone too. I think coach has kind of written him off. Yeah, JTS is, he's just a guy. He's just a dude. But man, he read that Ritter touchdown, that option. He read it perfectly. He was right there. I thought for sure. I was like, there's no way he can not tackle Ritter here. And he missed the tackle. I mean, you want to say, hey, good job, Ritter. But at the same time, you're like, try on. I mean, that's what you get paid for. That's literally your job. I was like, whoa. I mean, all the people saying Tryon is just garbage this year, they definitely got their proof right there. I mean, how do you give up he was right there. He was literally within arm's reach. And they were staring at each other right there. They were face to face. And then Ritter outran him to the corner. I was like, whoa. I don't know if he's used his fifth-year option or not, Rampage. Yeah, David. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it was right. It was like just playing out in the open. There was nothing else to blame. It's like, man, the people who say Tryon stinks, they've got all the evidence in the world now. They can point to that play every time and be like, oh, right there. You're like, man, you want to talk about putting a nail in your coffin. Anthony Nelson. He's going to be $5 million. Yeah, he didn't play that well, I didn't think either in this game. I was completely shocked at how little pressure we got on Ritter. With their whole line, I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, we're running a completely different. I mean, we started off the season doing it, but it just wasn't working. And so now we're running a completely different offense. Or it's definitely a more pared down vanilla. We're not moving the pocket around as much, but we're starting to throw in much more concepts and tricky plays. That's what I like to call them, tricky plays. What'll be declined? Oh, we got to decline his option. Who's that? Tryon? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, Joe, we're going to look on the all 22. Chris Godwin, I thought, played absolutely terrible. He had, look, I took notes. These are my notes this week. I took notes this week. He had three, possibly four dropped third down passes. Now, one was high, but he got his hand on it. It was a bad pass. And the other one, I'm not exactly sure, but two for sure he dropped right in his hands. Third down passes. And then the one, I'm not sure if the defender was able to pop it out. But still, I count that kind of on the. But he did have that great catch at the end in our game-winning drive. Yeah, that was a great catch and run after the catch. So, but I thought he had a horrible game. I saw he had a couple good blocks, but I saw him miss a block. It was on the fourth down when we went for it on 4th and 2, and we had that weird lineup. Remember, we had that weird lineup with Gedeke on the left side beside Tristan Wirfs last week. And we had a bunch over there. We had that like jumbo lineup to the left. and we had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin were over on a bunch right on the line. And then we had Kokieft and Otten on the right side, just like the formation they had last week. But then Otten went into motion and he came over to the left side and he joined the bunch over there. And then they snapped the ball. Godwin totally whiffed on his block. Mike Evans totally whiffed on his block. And those were the two guys that tackled White, and we didn't get that fourth down conversion. It was because of their blocks. But Godwin missed a block. And I saw him miss a couple blocks in this game. But we'll see on the All-22. Godwin did not have a good game. And this was after, it looked like they were trying to feed him the ball, but we'll look on the All-22 and see, if they were targeting Godwin because of all the stuff and, the off the field stuff or whatever. But we'll see. We'll look on the All-22. Yeah, Pewter podcast. I think that just my personal opinion. Canales, come out. He wanted to, when he had this whole different offense, he wanted to run a lot of move in the pocket and boots and all that good stuff. And it was just getting shut down immediately. We weren't doing well, and so he got kind of scared, I think, and he went to a really conservative in the pocket package, and he's been slowly releasing, getting more comfortable, and everybody's getting more comfortable. The run game's getting better, and so we're starting to expand back out into, we've actually been running some boots and some tricky plays and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if he was saying it was Baker couldn't run that stuff or he just got scared, but we definitely went to a very conservative game plan for quite a while. Yeah. Baker's not an accurate quarterback. I mean, he can throw accurate, but he's not consistently accurate. Definitely not Tom Brady accurate. We're spoiled on Tom Brady. It was like we went from Jameis Winston, who was extremely inaccurate. I mean, Mike Evans is very good at making quarterbacks look good, and so is Godwin. Used to be, anyhow. Because they got this huge radius and they can catch all these weird balls and stuff. And Jameis Winston would throw it behind them and over them. They'd be able to catch them and stuff. And then Tom Brady comes in and he's throwing these lasers right in their arms. And Evans and Godwin had a hard time with it because these balls, they didn't have to jump for them. They didn't have to get in weird positions for them. It was just like right there. And then they got used to that. And, I think as fans, we're seeing Baker with these overthrows and underthrows and behind guys, and it's like that's how most of the quarterbacks in the league throw. We're used to Tom Brady now, where it's just like right in the breadbasket every time. Yeah, Winston was worse than Baker as far as accuracy is concerned, but Baker could throw some stinkers, man. That Carolina game was. He threw some really bad passes. It didn't even make any sense. But I think a lot of it was the weather. The ball was wet. Yeah, I don't know what it is, David. It could be that, with Evans and Godwin, that they're now used to Tom Brady's accuracy and they're not used to the crazy catching balls that Baker's throwing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they're dropping balls right in their hands. Maybe it's the way he throws the ball. Maybe he throws it like a left-handed guy. It spins the wrong way or something. I don't know. Right, yeah. Who would Baker lock on to if Evans is let go? It's a good question. Whoever the number one is, right? Oh, pewter pocket. Yeah, the Baker's hesitation drives me crazy. I mean, you look at C.J. Stroud. He is for a rookie, just so definitive in he just decides, boom, he throws. his anticipation, all that. Baker doesn't have that. Baker will actually double pump. It's like he's like, I'm going to throw it over there to Mike. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. It drives me crazy. He had a monster block Godwin did. I'm going to have to look at that. Yeah, I know he had a good down block that opened up the left side one time. But yeah, I didn't really focus on anybody in this game. I was just kind of watching everything. I'd love to have a power back. Godwin looks politely frustrated. Yeah, Molly was saying that too, that last year they had the drops too, last year. I vaguely remember that, but, I'm old. Otten's finger tape, I didn't notice it. What? Oh, I'm with you, Scott. I get furious when wide receivers drop a ball. I don't understand it. If I was a coach and you dropped a ball, especially some of these crucial third down balls they drop, you'd be sitting on the bench for a series. I mean, they do it with running backs. Running backs fumble the ball, they'll sit them on the bench, I think receivers should be treated the same way. Yeah, Baker did. He started off in the preseason rampage. He was so good at not getting the happy feet in the pocket. And then as the season has progressed, he's gone back to that, that I saw at Cleveland and Carolina and the Rams, just that jittery, happy feet pocket presence. Winston said he was balling. Yeah, I'm balling. Check the tape. I've got that soundbite around here somewhere. I should play it. That Jacko, that is a point. Receivers do this. If they don't want a quarterback, if they don't like a guy, they will not catch the ball. We know this for a fact because that's what happened with Jameis Winston and Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson hated Jameis Winston, hated him as a person, and he would not catch his balls. Jameis Winston would throw these deep, beautiful balls, and Deshaun Jackson would, not get up under him, and he would not adjust his path and stuff. And, so that is an option. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but, maybe Chris Godwin doesn't like Baker Mayfield. Don't know. It's just, it's a possibility. So, let me see. We talk about we won this game, and we're at the top of the NFC South. But like I pointed out, they were very banged up, and I don't know how many of those guys are going to get back before the end of the season. I mean, this might be a permanent banged up. They're going to be limping for the rest of the season, and they still almost beat us. But not only that, Ritter had a career day on us. Ritter had the most yards he's ever thrown, 347 yards, and he was 26 of 40 and had a rushing touchdown. That's a career day for him. I think his previous high was 327 or something like that. So leave it to us to give Ritter a career day. And it wouldn't surprise me if his other career day was against us. Not only that, Drake London had a career day. 10 catches, 172 yards. He's good. He was good. That one catch he had, Winfield thought he had an interception. Winfield ran behind him and was like this, waiting for the ball to come down. And London jumped in the air, went sideways, and just snatched that ball. I was like, oh, that was good. That was impressive. But he was getting open. I can't wait to look at the All-22. He was wide open quite a bit. So is he juking our guys out? Do we have busted coverage? What? But 172 yards? I mean, we did pretty good keeping Bijan Mustard in check, I think. I haven't even looked at the stats today. And that's what we talked about. I think it was Kate. We were talking about, shut down the run, make Ritter beat us. They almost did. 172 yards, London? What? How are we giving up so many yards? But who was it? Was it Pitts? Pitts was wide open in the end zone for that one touchdown. Just wide open. We had busted coverage. And I think it was Winfield on that one. He came down to cover somebody. And Pitts got in behind him and was just wide open. For we've been playing this system defensively ever since Bowles has been here, 2019. This is the 5th year. And for us to have so many breakdowns, especially in the secondary, but, things like not having enough guys on the field, the miscommunication, guys running into each other, it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. And still, the no pass rush. We should have been blowing Ritter up the whole game. He shouldn't have got the ball and had it more than 2.5 seconds before somebody was on top of him. Every play, every down. But I didn't see us pressuring him. But I mean, we could have, and I just didn't see it. We'll look on the All-22. I did see Logan Hall get a pressure on him, though, for a 3rd down, and London was wide open. Oh, 64. It was 64 Stinney on that run. That Rashad White touchdown. It was 70 Hainsey, 69 Mock, and 64 Stinney. These all had good blocking. Hainsey really did good. He got out front and ended up hitting one of those cornerbacks or secondary dudes and knocked him on his butt. I like that. Oh, and then David Moore, 19. Again, I want to see more of this guy. I want to see more of Moore. He got open, and the way he got open was he grabbed his defender and threw him down within 5 yards. I mean, he just grabbed him and threw him to the ground and then ran a slant over the middle. He was wide open. It was like, boop. That was for a 3rd down, too, I think. I want to see more of him. I want to see more. Did y'all notice that how Atlanta Stadium was like half full? I mean, what is going on? It's all the whole NFC South, I guess, because the teams are just playing bad. Nobody's showing up. But you would think Atlanta would have, they're a bigger market than we are. Buccaneers, we got to have a really good team to fill up our stadium. But, Atlanta, it seems like they'd be excited, with some of the new guys they got, London and Bijan and all that. Maybe not Ritter, but, and for them to not even halfway fill up the stadium. And I think the Saints are going to be that way now, too, because we got the whole the Saints are probably going to want their fans not to show up because they're booing them. Saints fans can't stand Derek Carr. Remember, we were the team that got them to start booing Derek Carr. They're booing Derek Carr and applauding Jameis Winston now. It's crazy. Okay, so yeah, London London was beating Davis quite a bit. That interception that Carlton Davis had, that was pretty good. He definitely read it. He had seen something on film. And it's funny, the Atlanta fans are calling it the 360 no-scope screen because Ritter, spun around and didn't look and just threw the ball. I've seen that play quite a bit. It's not like it's unique to them. But normally the quarterback will make sure there's not a cornerback blitzing or coming up to intercept the ball. But that was a really good play on Davis's part. I don't think Atlanta fans should be upset with Ritter about that. But I've always been a fan. You can ask Molly about this. When you're that close to your own goal line, you do not throw it to the outside. You throw it in the middle of the field or you run it. That's how I've always felt because it's way too easy to get pick sixes. And he almost got a pick six. He would have stayed on his feet. KJ Britt had that great tackle near the goal line, saved a touchdown. That was a good tackle. He ran over there, man. I thought for sure it was a touchdown. And he just came out of nowhere. He was just like, ugh, and got that touchdown. That was in the first quarter. And the next play was an incomplete pass to Bijan, who was wide open. I want to see who messed up there. He was wide open, but Ritter threw it too far in front of him. And then they ended up having to kick a field goal. And then on the next series, Godwin dropped a third down pass, and we were 3 and out and had to punt. And then the next series for the Falcons is when Davis got that interception. He jumped that screen. That was very nice. You could see he saw what was happening. Then the second quarter, 14-22, Mayfield got that 2-yard touchdown rush, made it 10-3. Then the very next series, 27 McCollum caused a fumble, and it was completely out. He popped it out, and Yaya rushed over there and dove for it and almost got it, and then it went out of bounds. I was like, oh, and Yaya was laying on the ground with his hands on his helmet like this. He was like, oh, no. He was so close, man. He was like this close to getting that. But that was a good play by McCollum. Let me see. And then in that same series, that was when Pitts was wide open for a touchdown in end zone. Tied it up 10-10. But this was a stressful game. I thought for sure at the end when they got that touchdown and then we got the ball back, I was like, they're going to shut us down. This is how it's been all year, and then we drove down the field and scored. I was like, oh my gosh. But then we left them with 31 seconds left. I was like, that's too much time. Canales just talked about that in his press conference, how he, needed to manage the time better because we were giving opponents the ball back with too much time and they come back and beat us. So they had 31 seconds and they almost came back and beat us. They were 2 yards away. They said that London laid on the field. He didn't move for 5 minutes until, I think it was Ritter or somebody came out there and got him off the field and walked him into the locker room. I mean, you have a career day, 172 yards, and you lose like that. It's just like, ugh. So then the next series was when we went for it on 4th and 2, did that pitch to White, and Evans and Godwin missed their blocks. Then Atlanta misses a field goal, and then we go 3 and out on a Godwin incomplete pass on 3rd down. Oh, and then Winfield with the strip sack safety. That was awesome. He just came blitzing in, man, basically untouched, and went for the ball, which was cool. And Ritter pump faked. I don't know what he was doing. He was like, he stood in the end zone way too long. And Winfield was able to get that strip sack safety. That was awesome. And then Atlanta misses another field goal. Oh, and then Winfield had it. The next series, Winfield had another interception, but it was called back by that hands to the face penalty on Davis. Which, how about, guys? Y'all been watching all 22. How many times have we seen hands to the face? I mean, 10 times a game, easy. That's not called. So I hate, if you're going to have these rules, be consistent with them. Don't let some get away, and some that was a huge, huge penalty, and it was just like, oh man, I've seen a lot worse hands to the face. Let's put it that way. That weren't called. We need to watch Arthur Smith's press conference. All right, y'all want to do that? Yeah, Tony was way offsides. But that center, he has a habit of he's actually offsides. The center is, because he keeps that football like underneath his head. When he lifts his head up, his head is actually past the football. So if Tony is looking at the center and he's looking at the center's helmet, then that's probably what he's doing. The way the center holds the ball, he holds it underneath his helmet. Like here's the center's head. I need like things. Like here's the center's head. And normally the center will hold the football out like that. He holds it like this. So his head is actually over the center. If you're saying if the defense is over here, he holds the ball like that. So Tony was actually lined up with the center's helmet, I think, which is kind of silly. But I mean, the Chiefs have gotten away with bad alignments for years. Everybody's talked about it. They get one call and they act like Chicken Little, All right. Let me see. Yeah, it was crazy. Koo missing those 2 field goals. Did not see it. They would not have had that on my bingo card today or yesterday. Oh, Mayfield, for the only time that I can recall, only had one deflected pass at the line of scrimmage. Normally he's right around 2 or 3. It seems to be his average. I'd say 3. But he only had one in this game. Okay. Arthur. So okay, this one was 2 hours ago. We want one. All right, this is relatively short. Man, what are they? Oh, they must have a digital background or something, because it looks like they're filming this with a potato or something. What's up, Lucas? I probably missed people coming in because I've just been over here ranting. Let me check and make sure we got everybody.
Was
let's see if they can hear their reporters ask questions.
Moving late, but what happened on the last stand for the defense there?
A couple of things. You got to give Tampa credit.
He's gonna cry.
Made some plays. Obviously, hit some plays on the outside or out some outbreakers, and got the big first down. They got the chunk yardage, and then obviously the one they got for the go-ahead touchdown with the tight end. So, we had plenty of opportunities really in all 3 phases. Credit Tampa. Obviously be frustrated losing like that. Plenty of opportunities, but we'll get back to work But
On the
Now, you see, that's cool. He's giving credit to us. I like it when coaches do that, especially when they do it for the Buccaneers. I 9 out of 10 times you hear coaches say, oh, it was on us, we failed, we messed up, blah, blah, blah. They never give credit to the opposing team. Pete Carroll did that in the German game in Munich last year, and that was so awesome. I mean, he just raved about how great the Buccaneers, how great we played. I don't think I'd ever seen a coach talk so glowingly about an opponent that just beat him. But but he looks very sad, and it's neat that he's giving credit to the Buccaneers. So at least start off that before you start saying, oh, they only won because we played bad, which wouldn't be too far from the truth here.
last play, was that ball supposed to go into the end zone?
Well, yes, but it's also what you're trying to set up. They sink on it similar. It probably didn't develop the same way, similar to kind of that iron bolt play. If anybody saw that, that's a pretty common in the game.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to have a shot, if you got something underneath. But yeah,
God, he's so
I
sad.
take another look at it too. But that was what we were trying to do.
And then the other critical error was
How in the world is it that the Atlanta Falcons can get the reporters' microphones heard, reporters' questions heard, and we can't? We did for 1 year.
was right before the you get the safety, you get the ball back, miss the field goal, and then get the ball to start the second half and not able to put a couple things together there to maybe
Sure, we had
control.
opportunities, and yeah, we did. And
Is this the only reporter at the press conference? Because it's the same guys asked 3 questions now.
we obviously believe we missed 2 field goals. Had decent field position at times. Had our opportunities to sell the same way on defense. And that's the NFL. And like I said, we found a way to get back and made some plays late. We were able to go ahead, and unfortunately they made one more play than we did. But yeah, there was plenty of opportunity.
You guys held Mike Evans to one catch for 8 yards. What were you doing there to try and basically take him out of the game? And it seemed like.
Now, I really want to see the All-22 on this and see if they did something to shut Mike down, which, or if we just didn't game plan to throw it to Mike because we figured they were going to shut him down because we did play. We ran the ball, which they weren't expecting, I don't think. And the passing was kind of secondary to our run. And then they passed the ball, was their primary attack in this game, which I think we were kind of expecting to run. So I think both coaches were trying to outcoach each other. And I think our offensive game plan might have been to not focus on Mike Evans. So it's going to be interesting. I want to see the All-22, see if they, cloud covered him with the safety. They played quite a bit of man that I recall seeing, but I do recall that they had mostly they had cover 2 that I recall. So we'll see.
Like maybe
Yeah, that was the plan, and that's why you saw some. Their run game was working better, and to their credit, they stayed patient with it. They didn't get greedy. But yeah, Mike's a great player, and we held him pretty well for the most part, and obviously they made one more play than we did.
Yeah, that stank too because I got Mike in fantasy football and he got me like 2 points. Really hurt me this week. The guy I'm playing is a good friend of mine, Dallas Cowboys fan, and he had Geno Smith as his starting quarterback, and he didn't realize until 10 o'clock last night that Geno Smith didn't play. So he scrambled, and I had gone and picked up all the quarterbacks I could think of that were on free agency. And he texted me, and he was like, oh, my gosh, I didn't realize Geno Smith didn't play. And I was like, well, I wasn't going to tell you. And he ended up getting Will Levitt. I don't know how I missed the Tennessee quarterback was available. I don't know how I did. And he ended up picking him up. And I was like, man. And he's down, I think, 14 points right now. So if that quarterback gets 14 points, he's going to beat me. But I had Rachaad White. He ended up getting me like 21 points. So that was great. Mike Evans got me like 2 points. It's like, not happy about that.
Getting late.
But it's weird. We had talked about this Thursday and Friday, actually, about how are they going to try and feed Godwin the ball. And they did. I think Godwin had like 10 targets, 11. I don't know. But I felt like they were trying to feed him the ball.
What do you say to them right now? Because that was such it seems like up and down and very emotional game as well.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, that's, both teams fighting. You're dealing with a lot during the game as you're trying to adjust. We unfortunately had a run here the last 2 weeks of some injuries, and a lot of different O linemen were playing, some D linemen were playing, and it's our job to problem solve and find ways to go win. And but when you look at that, I mean, we're all can be frustrated, Mike, but it's we got to regroup, we got to fix what was an issue today, and we got to go get back on track next week because we still got a lot of opportunity ahead of us.
You've talked about wanting to see.
How did I copy you? I can't remember what I said.
Incremental progress from Desmond. Is it happening fast enough?
Look, those are subjective questions right now. I understand the question, Josh. I thought at the end of the game, we made some big plays, made some big throws. And every game you look at, there's always things we can all do better.
It's totally defeated, doesn't he?
We got to go back and watch the film.
The hitch on the safety, he didn't get any help on the block on the backside there. But is that coach to come out first time without that hit?
Again, I got to watch the film. You take a risk on every play. We like the look, trying to get the ball to Drake. We've been pretty conservative back there. Unfortunately, they brought pressure. Things happen in you're talking about a half a second here or there. So I got to really look at it. We're not in the blame game. I mean, you take a risk there, and they made a play, and I got to go back and watch the tape.
How'd you think your offensive line held up down 3 starters most of the game?
Yeah, and that's what you're trying to do, problem solve, and the way you adjusted in the game plan to make sure that those guys got into the flow. But that's why, we preach a lot about development. Like I said, I think, it was Tyler Vrabel's first action. Storm played Newsels' first real meaningful action as a starter at center. Chris came out for a minute. Kyle Hinton went in there, and unfortunately, Street came out. Travis Bell, who we got a couple weeks ago, was in there grinding it out. I mean, that's what you have to do. That's the NFL. And like I said, unfortunately, Josh, you get in a game like that, and we had our opportunities, and credit to Tampa, but we came up short.
Art, it looked like over here. It looked like Andre Smith Jr. punched out a.
I'm starting to feel bad for this guy. I kind of like him. He's giving Tampa credit. He's saying all the right things as far as I'm concerned. Rampage think he's boring. He's sad, Rampage. You're not entertained by misery? I am.
Ball on that last drive.
Yeah.
Did you call timeout in hopes that they would review it, and did you receive an explanation as to why they did not?
Yeah, I did. That was a judgment call because I thought the ball came out. I thought he had it. And they went to hurry up to try to snap it. So I did. I used the one mechanism I had, which was to call the timeout. And the ball did come out, but they said there was no clear recovery. Thought so.
That was that Rachaad White fumble, which it did come out. Jim's loving it. Just the depression just oozes off this guy.
That's the way it went.
In terms of Jake, is there a concern that he's going to be out a while? Or?
Again, we just have to see tomorrow. He was ready to go back in if we had to. Obviously, didn't feel great. That's why he didn't. Just hope to get some good news tomorrow with a lot of those guys, and we'll go from there.
In terms of what this does, you've talked a lot about maybe not the situation you want to be in, but you're still in the divisional race. Like, how do you approach that with these guys now? Because it's even maybe more muddled than it would have been had you guys won.
Yeah, we had our opportunities. I said credit to Tampa. And I guess we didn't get it done today, but, spirit's not broken. We do have opportunities. This thing is it'll be a wild adventure towards the end of the NFL season. You guys have seen it.
Yeah, that's one of the things, man. This is going to go down to the wire. I don't think we're going to know until week 18 now, who's going to win the NFC South. It's just going to be a battle. Fighting for the smallest hill on the ant pile. It does stink because you're going to win the NFC South, whoever does, and they're going to pick low, and it's just going to put them behind everybody else in the division who's going to. We're just going to have to get good picks wherever we're at.
Changes so much week to week. We got to get ready to go, get on the road, and go to Charlotte, and we have to win that game. So it's kind of what it is.
Hey Scott, you think these reporters and stuff? You think they're like sadists? They love this stuff. They're like, oh man, this coach is going to be so sad, and the players, they probably feed off of that stuff. Y'all are cruel.
Down the stretch, we have to playoff type games, just like today was, and thankfully we got another opportunity next week.
How do you not let a loss like this become demoralizing and breaking the spirit?
Watch our guys play.
You're already demoralized. Look at you. He's talking about, because it won't. You're all sad, talking like, I don't want to say that. Did you hear that reporter's voice, though? She sounded like Jessica Rabbit. Let's listen.
Let a loss like this become demoralizing.
She like,
games, just like today was, and thankfully we got another opportunity next week.
Right here.
How do you not let a loss like this become demoralizing and breaking the spirit?
Watch our guys play. It's been our spirit. Unfortunately,
gross guy.
We've lost.
Just the visual.
We've won some games in the clutch, and we lost. But this game has never has ever had their spirit broken. Certainly, that won't happen. We know it's a tough challenge every week, so I'm not here predicting anything, but just look at the evidence, watch the results today. It felt, we had some opportunities we missed. They were bringing a lot of pressure. They were jumping a lot of things. We tried to back them off. It was a give and take, and, we made some plays in the fourth quarter when that game could have called any other way. But all you need is the evidence, and obviously we need to get on the other side of the win column. So that's not we're not sitting here trying to celebrate losing a close game, but that would be my answer. The evidence of watching us week in and week out.
Drake had a career high, including that 45-yarder at the end of the day. Obviously Desmond has a ton of confidence in him.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a lot of confidence in a lot of those guys, and he had some opportunities and kept calling his number. And like I said, I got to look at the one at the end, what you're trying to set up, and obviously we know we've got to get in the end zone there, but the way they backed off, and again, I got to watch that. But so yeah, he played it well.
The interception that Davis had early on, where he jumped around.
That's interesting. So he's saying that Ritter was supposed to throw it into the end zone. It was only like 40 yards. Well, let me see. It was from like 30. He dropped back probably 10 yards and threw it, so 40. So yeah, about 40 yards. And he's saying that he was supposed to throw it in the end zone. He's going to have to take a look at it, why he didn't throw it in the end zone. So that's interesting.
I learned on a bubble, a little bit. That late, they changed the covers, rolled it into a 2 to a cloud corner. So there's a lot of things we could, we could have done better there.
Is maybe the most frustrating part of this?
He sounded so horrible there. It was like, yeah, there's a lot of things we could have done better there. Oh man. Oh gosh, I love being a fan of the NFL. This it's just nonstop. This stuff.
For you, that you had opportunities that were clearly missed, whether it was a safety, whether it was the 2 missed field goals, even like you said, that, they really rolled coverage on what in theory would be a very safe play on the interception.
Mike, we just got to look at it. I mean, that's the NFL. I mean, I'm sure they could say they had a couple opportunities that they could have done something better. Obviously you're not happy when you lose a game like that. And like I said, we can be really frustrated. But again, our job is to go back in tomorrow and find a way to get the stuff fixed, get cleaner. And thankfully, we had another opportunity. I mean, that's the reality of it, right? We have another opportunity, thankfully, in front of us. Thank you.
When he's saying that? What's he saying? Thank you, or thankfully, we got another opportunity in front of us. Is he saying an opportunity to play football? I guess that's, or is he saying an opportunity to try to win the division still? I don't know. That was weird. Thankfully, we got another opportunity to do this again next week. Sounds like he's thankful for being able to play football. All right, real quick, I want to see what his attitude is like.
Hey, good morning, Coach. How you doing
today?
All right.
This is just
I'm
real.
doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
He's smiling. Right? He's smiling. He's much happier.
Hey, just I was just driving up thinking about how the film review went with the linemen. They all you didn't notice a drop off from upstairs, but how did it look on tape and what those guys had to do as they were stepping in for folks?
Kind of being a resilient group, really in all 3 phases. Guys stepping up and taking on their roles, and so we move guys around and affects special teams. And like he's had a watchback, but you like to have guys that keeps everybody going. It's credit to a lot of people. Player.
I think we broke him. He's a little bit better here though. So. Red Dead 2 has faith, Arthur. I went up 100 subscribers. Sweet. More Bucks fans. That's what we need to do. We need to go on a Buck fan drive. You know what I'm saying? Increase our fan base. Yeah, there you go. Scott, see, we're thinking the same way. Because the Buccaneers are great. We got great history. It's a fun football team. Got a great stadium. Got a good fan base. Buccaneers does have a good fan base. We can be a little whiny sometimes. We're a little too negative sometimes, but it's like being in an abusive relationship. All right, brother. Take it easy, David. Tomorrow we're going to break out the all 22. Yeah, KJ Britt almost had an interception too. It was a really good interception. I want to really focus on him in the all 22. He was so upset that he did not get that interception. And that was right before that. Godwin had another 3rd and 6 dropped pass. And he got up and he was like, his knee was hurt, so he was like hobbled. And then the next play, or that same series, McCollum almost had an interception. It was a good pass defense on the next play too. He had 2 plays back to back that were really good. McCollum, although he did on a touchdown play, or I think it was one of Bijan's big run plays. I don't think it was a touchdown. I think it got it right down to the 3. He ran like away from a block or something. He definitely took the wrong angle or something. the running back was coming, and he like ran away from him almost, which I was like, I don't know what that's all about. But it was a bad play there. Our tackling was not good. Our tackling hasn't been good for a while. Coach's film is that. Coach's film always comes out about 7:30, it seems like now. I'm starving. Ready for some pizza? All right, what do we got? Let's see if we can find anything interesting in the stats. Temperature was 68 degrees inside. Well, we had Gaines starting instead of Vita because of the injury. Huh? What was Vita's injury? Does anybody remember? Was it foot? There we go. Yaya's still starting outside linebacker in place of Troyon. McCullough was starting in place of Dean, and we had Ryan Neal back at safety. How many snaps did he get at safety? Let's take a look at that. Man, Merriweather got 28 snaps. Wow. He got more snaps at free safety than Neal did at strong safety. Huh. Neal's listed as a starter, but he got 17 snaps out of 72. Dude, that's not a starter. Oh, look, we got Watts. I saw him a couple times. He had 13 snaps. O'Connor had 10. I saw him out there too, number 79. Oh, Sinat had 9. Huh. Yeah. And Servassier had 5. Winfield's the only one. Oh, no. 3 guys got 100% of snaps on defense. McCullum, Levante, and Winfield. I didn't really notice David too much. Wonder who had the green dot? Was it Britt? Britt played 90% of the snaps, so he was out for 7 snaps. One of them was that touchdown where we only had 9 guys on the field. Your daughter's on your... All right, Scott, take it easy, brother. Tomorrow we got all 22. So hopefully you'll see you here. Oh, man, pizza. I'm so hungry for that pizza. I ate half of it yesterday. It was only, I think it was a medium pizza, but I ate half of it. So, we had all of our offensive linemen played 100% of the snaps, and Otten played 97% again. This is crazy. What are we doing with him? What are we doing, guys, with Otten getting all these crazy snap counts? Evans did good, 93%. Godwin only had 57, so he was out there 6 snaps less than Evans. Where is Moore? He had 14 snaps. Okay, I only saw him for like 3, so we will have to look on the game film. Tompkins only had 5. Edmonds did pretty good yesterday. I think that's a testament to the Atlanta Falcons not being able to stop the run more than it is our running back abilities. Tucker did not see the field on offense. He had 5 special team snaps. Snaps, not snacks. Time of possession. Let's look and see what the time of possession was. $31-40 for us, $28-20 for them. So we won the time of possession. We got a safety. We went 2 for 2 in the red zone. They went 2 for 3. Look at this. 1 of 3 field goals. Man, just did not see that on the bingo card. We had 4 penalties for 26 yards. They had 2 for 10. Pretty clean game, huh? At least the refs weren't calling much. We had 6 punts and they only had 4. Net yards rushing. We had 148 to their 96. They're at 3.7 yards rushing. We were 4. So they were a full 11 rushing plays down than us. They only rushed the ball 26 times. We rushed the ball 37. I think we rushed the ball more than we passed it. I think. Yeah, we only passed it 29 times. We rushed it 37. They were the exact opposite, 26 to 40. Dang! This is the exact opposite of what both teams were expected to do. Oh, man, look at the average game per pass play, though. That's crazy. 7.9 to 4.7. Yeesh. We were half. Mayfield completed half his passes. Less than half. He got 26 out of 40. Dang. We only had 1 tackle for a loss. They had a tackle for a loss, too. That must be the other way around. We had 1 for, but they got a tackle for loss on us. That was at 4th and 2. Total net yards 290 to 434 and 148 of that was rushing. So we only, how many yards passing did we have? Get out of here. 142 yards. Wow. Wow. I think we didn't even have 100 yards. Mayfield didn't have 100 yards passing up until that game-winning drive in the fourth quarter, if I recall correctly. That's crazy. Mellow Mushroom Chain? I've never heard of that. Oh, Rampage, yeah, McDonald's. See, I'm starving right now. Yeah, I thought McCollum did ball out yesterday, okay? He had a couple bad plays, mainly tackling, but we'll look on the All-22 and see. But I think he had a pretty good game. Pretty good day. He got beat by London, but London was beating everybody. I don't know, man. Dallas was beating up on the Eagles last night. Who's going to win tonight? We're playing, or Green Bay is playing, so we need to watch them, see what they're doing. It's at Green Bay, I think, too. What is it? Hainsey with a fumble? What was that? I don't remember that. Oh, I remember Rachaad White. He fumbled it. But remember, Hainsey's getting a fumble because of that bad snap. Remember, there was a snap that went over Mayfield's head, but he was able to get his hand on it. He batted it down, and Rachaad White got it. So I guess they're counting that as a fumble on Hainsey. Huh, interesting. So, yeah, so we had that safety. I forgot about that at Winfield, his safety. That was a good play by our defense. And then that interception. So we had two fumbles, but one went out of bounds. And then one was Winfield's safety. That was considered a fumble. And then we had that interception. So we didn't have any turnovers, right? We forced 2 on them. Let me see. Ritter. Hainsey. I guess that's right. We did turn it over on downs, though. Green Bay's at New York? Okay. The Danny DeVito led Giants. Yeah, Mom was telling me that guy is so Italian. Like there's memes going around about him. We had about the same starting field position. First fumbles. Oh, yeah. They had no interceptions. They only had 1 sack. I mean, we had 3. Is that right? Or is it the other way around? We got 3 sacks in that game? I do not remember 3 sacks. We had Gaines got one, Cansey got one, and Winfield got one. Okay, I remember the Winfield one. Okay, interesting. What is going on with Otten and all those snaps? Gosh, that's a lot of snaps. And he's been doing that all year. Beep beep bird. Huh. Interesting. All right. He lives with his parents. I had no idea about that. That's funny. He might be just a, he likes his parents. Maybe he's paying them a lot of money or something. I don't know. Some people are like that. That's funny, though. Yeah. There's that play by Moore I was talking about. Let me see, where's he at? Here he is right here. And he just tosses his guy to the ground to get open. I love it. He's wide open. That's good stuff there. Oof. New York City pizza? I think I've had it. I'd have to ask Molly. She keeps track of all my food, restaurants I've eaten at. Anybody got a play you want to look at on all 22? But, Joe, it's one thing I could say about this team is they haven't been playing with oomph, but they're not giving up. They never really gave up. But yeah, I'd like to see them play with more oomph. More smash mouth in your face. Maybe, and fingers crossed, they're saving it for the playoffs. Oh, my goodness. I'm so hungry. All right, I think I'm going to knock it off and get this all 20 to get a jump start on this all 22. Go get me some food. I'll go ahead and get this all 22 prepped for tomorrow. I think we're going to see some good stuff. I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see some interesting stuff. I'm anxious to see how London was able to get so open so much. I mean, he was just getting crazy yardage. And he was doing it on everybody. So, Eagles going to stomp us so badly. Yeah, if we play the Eagles, I know if we win the division, it's no matter who we play. If it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys or the Eagles, they're just, you never know. You never know, though. Anything can happen. Hey, the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. They made it to the Super Bowl. They weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs. That was one of those where that division was just so bad they kind of backed in. And then ended up going through and beating everybody. We could do it, man. We could do it. Stranger things have happened. All right, Rampage. We'll see you tomorrow if you get a chance. Let's watch them all 22. You started London on one of your many fantasy teams. Huh? That's good. That was good. Rampage, I'd be fine with that if he showed up, in a playoff game. Let's get there. Let's play good football. All right, brothers. I'm going to go get something to eat, and I will see you tomorrow. Victory Monday was great. We are at the top of the bottom, but we're at the top. At least we're not the bottom of the bottom. Right? At least we're not the Panthers. Silver lining. But guys, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow night. We're going to dive into this all 22, and let's watch the Green Bay Packers tonight and see how they play, because we can beat them, and we're going to be watching that all 22 too. So till next time, go Bucks.